Hello, everybody. Welcome to Just Upright. My name is Gina Lynn Ruder. I go by Jing. I'm a physical therapist. I used to be a review lecturer in the Philippines, and now I am a PRN or as needed physical therapist here in Missouri, USA. So I did two videos about PRN job, and you can check it out in this YouTube channel, Just Upright, if you want the basic information about PRN. But I have received questions about how about the healthcare insurance or the health insurance? Where do you get your health insurance? And it's not from my husband, so because his company does not offer a good healthcare insurance. So that's what I'm going to discuss today to answer that question. So, but I want to clarify few things. So this presentation is to answer the question that was given to me. I am sharing my personal experience, and I am not a paid endorser of any company. This is not meant to force this kind of health coverage to anyone. So I am just sharing this to you guys. I'm not shoving it down your throat. I shared this with one Facebook group, and some people left very negative comments about it. But I just shared the information, and I don't know why they were so negative. So if this does not apply to you, it's not a good fit to your lifestyle again. So this is not for you. And so, I mean, you don't have to uh, be disrespectful or be negative about it. If it is not for you, it's not for you. We have to move on and be professional. You have to do due diligence to thoroughly research and study your options apart from this presentation. So this is just my personal experience, guys, okay? So here's the thing. I was a full-time therapist, of course, when I was still with the agency. Um, so I get my insurance through my full-time job. So after I finished my contract with my agency, I applied for a full-time job, and I was happy working full time. But I had my second baby, and so I wanted to have more family time, but I could not do that because we didn't have insurance coverage. So when I was pregnant with my second one, my sister-in-law actually introduced us to Samaritan Ministries. It's a healthcare uh, coverage. It's a Christian healthcare coverage, okay? So this is not a traditional healthcare insurance, but this is recognized by government that you are covered healthcare wise, and you will not be penalized for not having the traditional healthcare insurance. So when you have the Christian healthcare sharing or plan, you are considered to be insured, quote unquote insured, although it's not an insurance company. So we'll get into details about this. So my personal experience, as I've said, is I was holding on to my full-time job because we don't have any other means back then to have healthcare insurance. And my husband's healthcare insurance coverage was not that good. So we did not take that, and we just used mine. So when we were introduced to Samaritan Ministries, I was able to do my PRN job because it was really a blessing to us, that like an answered prayer, that I can back off, step back, and not have a full-time job and have more family time, but at the same time we are covered health-wise. So, but we did not just go for it right away. We studied, we researched, we asked questions, we interviewed other members of our church who belong to the same kind of healthcare sharing before we sign up. So you have to make an informed, mature decision before you sign up for this. So you know what you're getting and what you're signing up for. So you might ask, how much do we pay? So there's four of us in our family. We pay round about 500 plus for four of us monthly. So that is very affordable compared to what we were paying, like more than 1 grand per month for our health insurance. So, this when we were already members and I was pregnant with my second one, I called one of the hospitals here to look for an OB, and I was explaining to the lady that I don't have a traditional healthcare insurance, but we have like a healthcare co-op, and we will be self-paying first, whatever is due, and the rest will be sent by the members to us to pay the full amount. So it's gonna be like a self-pay first. And that lady said, no, you don't have healthcare insurance. You have to go to the charity department and ask for it. And so no matter how hard I explained myself that, yes, I am still covered, and I will be paying, and the bill will be paid, she did not listen to me. So I was really frustrated. I really prayed, God, I just need an OB, And so I called Samaritan Ministries, and the person I talked to, he was so kind, and he said, you know what, I will call other members and ask for referral in your area. So he stepped out of his way, and he reached back to me and said, um, here are the recommendations of other members in your area. So I called the OB that was recommended, and the lady who answered me in that office was so pleasant. I said, I am a member of Samaritan Ministries. Oh, and she said, yeah, we are familiar with that, and we give 50% off for self-pay. So all of my OB expenses were 50% off. And I will explain the system later. So needless to say, with my second child, I had a C-section, and the bill was more than $20,000, and in a matter of 3 or 4 months, that was fully paid, and we did not spend a dime, a penny for that, for the C-section, which was huge. So with Samaritan Ministries, when you call and you are in distress, the staff, the member can actually, may actually ask, can I pray for you? Which is, I never experienced that, of course, in traditional healthcare insurance. And I have had a lot of frustrations with the traditional healthcare insurance because you've been passed around, they don't know what's happening, and so the whole 9 years of talking to customer service about your concern, and no one knows what's happening. That's that was my experience with the traditional healthcare insurance anyway. So that was my personal experience with Samaritan Ministries. So how does it work? So um, basically, it's so this is again a Christian healthcare sharing ministry. So me as a member, the office of Samaritan Ministries will be the one responsible to assign where would I send my share for the month. So instead of you making an insurance company rich. This healthcare, Christian healthcare sharing is you are helping other members in need for a medical need, So except for 1 month in a year that you will send it to the Samaritan Ministries office for administrative operation, of course, for the maintenance and the entire expense for the operation. So when, for example, when I go to a doctor's office, I will say I'm self-pay. So you just say self-pay. So, and most of the time, if you are self-pay, you have a discount. It can range from 20% to 50% off. So depending on where you go. And you can actually choose your doctor, or whoever diagnostic group or company you want to go to. So you will just pay the amount that's needed for the time, and then you will request, for Samaritan's ministry, you will fill out a request form for a medical need, and then they will process it and see if it is shareable. It means that if it is not a pre-existing condition, it's something new, an injury or illness, and then they will be the one to assign whoever members will send the checks to you to cover the expenses for that doctor's appointment, lab, or diagnostic exam that you had to get for the condition that you had. So this is like the Christians carrying the burden of the brothers and sisters in Christ. The medical need of the body of Christ, basically. So basic guidelines is that it does not cover, unfortunately, it does not cover pre-existing conditions. You must attend the church at least 3 times a month. And upon application, there's a form for the church leader to verify that you really belong to that church and you really attend church, for the most Sundays of the month. And basically, if you're living a clean lifestyle, you don't abuse your body for, alcohol, drugs, smoking, etc. So the best thing to do is for you to see what you're signing up for is to read their guidelines. I will leave the link on the description of this video below so that you can click it and go to Samaritans. But it's basically samaritanministries.org. Okay, so if you have more questions, because when I posted this in a Facebook group, because someone asked about healthcare insurance, and I just posted about Samaritan Ministries, and people start, some of the people became so negative, they have so many guidelines, forget about it, blah 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 blah. So and then someone mentioned apprehension about, there are certain conditions or expenses that might not be covered due to lack of funds. We have not experienced this, and I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but we have not experienced it. And based on our experience and other members' experience, the medical needs were met, and so if you still have question about it and you want to clarify about it, any concern or question at all, the best person to ask are, of course, the customer service of healthcare ministries. There are many other options about for healthcare, Christian healthcare sharing ministries, not just Samaritans. I think there's Christian healthcare ministries, CHM, and other ministries like this. So call the company directly so that they can address your concern. So if you have more questions about the PRN job, uh, just let me know, message me, leave a comment below. I would like to again, invite you to check out my books. My first book is Practical Tips for Therapists Prior to Migrating or Starting the U.S. Practice. So that's for both foreign trained therapists or newly grad therapists. The PT Path to U.S. Foreign Trained Physical Therapist Step-by-Step Guide to United States Application. Both that is for foreign trained physical therapists. So for you to be guided on what part of the process to do first, next, all that good stuff, because applying here in the US, if you're a foreign trained, is not an easy task. And then my latest book is Just Upright, Practical Tips to Improve Posture, Balance, and Decrease fall risk. And I have received good reviews from my readers about it, and I'm going to post it as soon as they made the formal review at Amazon. And by the way, they are available at Amazon.com. So you just type in my name, Gina Lynn Ruder, and my books will pop out at Amazon.com. And Just Upright, this is my website, justupright.us. So this is for one-on-one coaching, for posture, for balance, for decreasing fall risk, and mentorship program for therapists, the new breed of therapists out there, the newly grad who wants to learn or navigate the therapy world from seasoned therapists, like me. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. It will help a lot to boost this channel. And if you find value in any of the videos I'm making, please share it to your friends, family, relatives, or patients, and let me know what else do you want me to cover, and so that I can be of better service for all of you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay blessed.